What up, what up, what up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one. This one is fantasy football. Okay. It's been a crazy week. It was a crazy week with a lot of L's and a lot of W's. And I'm going to tell you, um, most of y'all who probably won last week, you lost this week. Most of y'all who probably lost last week, you won this week. It's the same thing in the NFL. It's a lot of one and ones out there. A lot of one and ones. If you one and one, don't feel bad. There's not many 2-0s. There's not many 0-2s. It's just a lot of one and one. So take it on the chin if you are among those and keep it pushing. All right. Um, Without further ado, let's go in with some of the fantasy picks here. Now, one of the guys that you should run, not walk to, okay, is Jerome Ford. All right. A lot of y'all probably know that, you know, my boy, Chubby Wubby, okay, Nick Chubb. It's one of my favorite running backs in the NFL. I really dig his running style. I used to be a running back. If you didn't know, I used to run a lot like Nick Chubb. Well, I ran more like Eric Dickerson, but I like Nick Chubb's style. Okay, and he got hurt. He got hurt. He got a knee injury, and it's not looking good. So if you can pick up Jerome Ford, do that as soon as possible. Okay. Like I said, run, don't walk, run to go get this dude because he's probably going to be the starter, and you want as many starters on your roster as you possibly can get. All right. Next on the waiver wire is well, there is just some honorable mentions. Okay. It's not a whole lot of guys that are considered. Everybody else you should proceed with caution with. Let me put it that way. Ford is a lock. Go get him. But everybody else is on a as need basis. All right. And one of those people I would say is Kendrick Bourne of New England. Now New England, they're 0-2. They're not doing so good. But now that Jacoby Meyer is gone, okay, I think he played for the Raiders now. Kendrick Bourne is getting more work. He's getting more opportunities to do his thing. So he kind of slipping under the waiver wire. I think a lot of people should be looking at him. All right. Another guy is Samaj Pirine. Okay. He's probably not available as in many leagues, probably only maybe 25 or so percent, maybe 30% of the leagues. Running back for Cincinnati. If he is available, you probably should put him on your bench and, you know, have him just in case because he may end up getting a lot of work here pretty soon. Another guy you should look at is Jaden Reed. Okay, Jaden Reed has been balling for Green Bay, 2 touchdowns, and just balling out. Now, that comes with a little bit of caution because Christian Watson may return, right? So if Watson is going to return, it might eat up into Reed's opportunities. I'm just saying. So just take a look at him, maybe put him on a watch list. Put him on a watch list because he is nice as long as Christian is not in the game. But once Christian Watson come back, he might eat into a lot of Reed's opportunities. That goes for Dobbs also on Green Bay. I'm not sure how available he is. I think people have been scooping him up, so he's probably not available either. Another guy is Brandon Johnson. Okay, if he's available, you might want to check him out. He's been doing pretty good also, and he's someone you should be. If not, if you don't have a need for, that's fine. Just put him on a watch list. Watch out for him because he may be a good pickup a little later on. And Nick Westbrook Akini, I think his name is. I probably butchered his name, but he's with Tennessee. All right. And he is a receiver who is probably on the sleeper. He's probably on the sleeper. A lot of people are not really, looking out for him, and they should be. Ever since AJ Brown left, you know, um, he's been getting more opportunities. He got in the end zone. I think he got in the end zone a couple times. So he is definitely somebody you should be looking after. Uh, if you have any questions, put some of your questions in the comment section, and I will answer them as best as and fast as I can. Okay, I'll read the comments, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible if you have some fantasy football decisions to make, issues, questions, concerns, whatever. All right. Now, let me go ahead and go into the games. All right. For this week of week 3, the Giants versus the 49ers. I'm going with the 49ers. I think that the 49ers just been balling. They steamrolling. The Giants show some signs of weakness. Now they did make a comeback last week, so they Daniel Jones balled out. he balled. The dude balled out at the end. Like, I don't know what's going on the first quarter or the first half, but whatever happened, he figured that out and he started balling after that. So, but I still think that was fluky. That's not gonna happen with San Francisco defense. So I'm going with the Niners. Next game up is Falcons and Lions, and this is kind of a tricky one because the Falcons are sort of acting like they sneaky good, okay? But I'm still going with the Lions. I think the Lions are going to have too much firepower to, for the Falcons. Falcons played Green Bay last week. They beat the Packers, but I just don't think the Packers have enough chemistry to figure things out. I think the defense kind of let them down. I think they were doing pretty good, all things considered, but I think the defense kind of let the game go for them. They let them come back, and it was just, it was a mess. But that's why I think that they're still a bit vulnerable, and I think that the Lions are going to come away with the win. Next game up is the Chargers versus the Vikings. All right. I'm going to go with the Vikings because the Vikings are pretty good. The Chargers are good, but they just can't seem to catch a break for some reason. And I think that Kurt, I think he's going to do his thing along with Jefferson, and I think the Vikings are going to have enough to get by the Chargers. This is a toss-up game, so I'm not. I wouldn't put no money on this one. This is pretty much a toss-up game, and it could really, literally go either way. But I'm picking the Vikings because I think that. I think they'll have enough to get by the Chargers. All right. Next game up is Saints and Patriots. All right. The Saints and the Packers. This is a tough one. Y'all know Packers is my team, so I'm going with the Packers. Okay. At the when it's a coin toss, I'm gonna go with the with my team, and that's the Packers. So um, I don't think that the Saints have enough to get by the Packers. They don't have Alvin Kamara yet. They still got Thomas, but they don't have Alvin Kamara yet. Now you know who might ball out in this game is Jamal Williams, right? Because I mean, I think that's his name, Jamal Williams, but I think he's coming back, and he probably, he was with the 49, he was with the Lions, and he got his lick back. He probably want to get his lick back again with the with the Saints. So Williams, the running back, may you know, do all he can to beat the Packers. So I don't know. I'm gonna still go with the Packers though, and we'll see what happens with that. Next game up is the Titans and the Jaguars. This is going to be one of my locks. I'm gonna go with the Jaguars over the Titans, and this is one of my lock games. If I didn't mention it, I think the 49ers is a lock to beat the Giants too. So far, these are two of my locks. The 49ers over the Giants and the Jaguars over the Titans. Those are two of my lock games. Okay. Just go ahead and, if you're doing some kind of parlay or whatever, just lock it in. All right. And give me a cut. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I got the Jaguars over the Titans. The next game up is the Broncos and the Dolphins. And I'm going to go with the Dolphins. Okay. This actually probably should be a lock too. But I still think this could, go either way. So I'm not going to make it a lock. But I am going with the Dolphins, though. I think they're going to beat the Broncos. You know what? I am going to make this a lock. This is a lock too. The Dolphins is a lock to beat the Broncos. I think the Broncos is still, in the learning phase, still in the phase of getting their chemistry right. They're getting better. They're getting better, and they're better than what they was last year. I'll tell you that. So it's not no easy decision, but I'm still going with the Dolphins. I think Tua is going to find a lot of Tyreek Hill. I'm not sure where Waddle is this season, but I think he's going to find his guys to get in the end zone, and I think they're going to beat the Broncos. Next up, the Titans and the Browns. All right. This one is kind of tough. I'm not sure. I know they don't have Nick Chubby Wubby anymore. I know I keep saying that, but I know they don't got Nick Chubb no more, and I don't know. I don't think that's going to make that much of a difference. I think if you do go out and get Jerome Ford on your fantasy team, you'll be good with that. But I don't think score-wise, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. Watson is still Watson. He can still sling it. And I think that their running game is still going to be deserve respect with Ford running the ball. But you got the Titans. You got who was that? Nick Westbrook, Kenny. He's out there. I believe who's another receiver? The main receiver out there. Is it I forgot his name, but they got some receivers out there, and they still got that running back, man. They still got that running back. They still got Henry out there. All right. So Henry is a whole problem. He's a whole problem. He's always been a whole problem. And Now I'll say for the Jaguars, they got decent run defense. So, I'm sorry, not the I'm sorry, but the Browns. The Browns actually have a revamped defense this year, and they're not too bad. They're still not the best, but they're not too bad. But uh this is not a lock game. It literally could go either way. Don't put no money on this one, but I am going with the Titans. Next up, Bills Commanders. All right, and I'm gonna say this is one of my locks. The Bills over the Commanders. I just think that the Bills are going to have enough to roll by. Now the Bills ain't no automatic anymore. They got a loss. They show some weaknesses and some vulnerabilities also, but I think as the year gets, you know, going, I think the Bills is one of those teams that's going to get stronger and stronger every week. All right, so I think the Bills are going to be over the Commanders, and I think it's going to be relatively decisive. So that's another one of my lock games. Another game, Colts Ravens. All right, now I'm gonna go with the Ravens, uh, and I'm gonna say this is going to be a lock. This is going to be a lock for the Ravens to beat the Colts. Um, it may end up being closer than you think, but I still think the Ravens are going to pull this off, and I'm going to lock it in. So you can lock this in. You could put this in a sports book if you want to do that. I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying that it's going to be a lock. Okay, I don't I ain't got no problem with gambling, but I don't this is not necessarily a gambling channel. I'm just saying. Next up is the Jets and the Patriots. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Jets. I think the Jets got enough around them to beat the Patriots. I know the Patriots. I think the Jets is one of those teams that the Patriots, they have their number for some reason, but I'm still going to go with the Jets. I've never been a big believer of Mac Jones. I don't think the guy is really that good. He is no Tom Brady. That is for sure. And the defense is not the same. They got rid of some key guys. Traded away. So I don't. The Patriots just not the same team they used to be. Obviously, right? But I think that Wilson is going to be serviceable enough to beat the Patriots. Uh, I think the Jets beat the Bills, if I'm not mistaken, and so I don't think they'll have a problem beating the Patriots. So I'm gonna roll with the Jets. Next up is the Panthers and the Seahawks. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Seahawks on this one. I think that the Seahawks, I like what they're doing. I like how they're building. Uh, Gino is not he's no punk. Okay, I said this last season. People be playing with Gino, but Gino Smith is not. He's not that dude to overlook. Okay, he can get the job done, and he's proven that day in and day out. It's good to see this guy's career get resurrected. You know what I mean? He used to be a starter, and then they benched him, and then he was close to waiving him, but he got to Seattle, man. He found a new home, and now he the starter. They had enough confidence in him to get rid of Russell, and he ain't letting them down. So Gino he's balling, he's doing his thing. I think Seattle gets past the Panthers, uh, you know, with not much of a problem. Next up is Bears Chief. All right, this is my lock. This is another lock for the week, and that is the Chiefs. All right, you got money you're gonna put it on the Chiefs, and I think the spread is gonna be. I think you're gonna win the spread. I think they're gonna just trample all over the Bears. I think the Chiefs are going to. This is going to be a practice for the Chiefs. All right. The Bears, you can move the ball on them real easy. It's not a problem. And nobody does that better than the Chiefs. I just don't see this game even being close. Okay. And when I mean close, I'm talking about 10 points and over. So I think the Chiefs are going to beat them by more than 10 points. This is another lock for the week 3. Next game up is Cardinals Cowboys. All right. And I'm going to say this is going to be another lock for the week. All right. And I'm going to go with the Cowboys. You know, their QB that they got now, he's been serviceable. He's been doing his thing. He's been taking the ball. He's been running it in the end zone himself. He got legs. He got wheels. And Cardinals really not no punks. You know what I mean? They defense is not that bad. They're getting a lot of points, but the Cowboys is really just, you know, they're an elite defense right now, and their defense is really the bread and butter of this team. The offense, you know, is still ironing out some kinks, but the defense, I think, is going to be too much for the Cardinals. I'm still going to put it in as a lock for the week for the Cowboys. So, yeah, go ahead and take that one to the bank. Next up is Steelers and Raiders. And let me say, not as easy a pick, you know, but they don't have who is that? Deontay anymore. So I'm going with the Raiders because they got Devontae Adams. Okay, I mean, he was a Packer, so I should know his name. But Devontae Adams, the dude is he's gonna have a field day with the Steelers. I don't think that the Steelers. But on the other side, the Steelers had, what's his name, Deontay or something like that, and he got hurt. He got I think he got a hamstring issue or a knee issue or something like that. You know, they just don't have enough. You know, I like Najee Harris, but it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough to get past the Raiders. At least I don't see. I think the Raiders are going to pull this one off. I think just feed it to Adams and you'll be fine. So, and I think they got Jacoby Myers over there too. So they're going to be a problem. So I will go ahead and go with the Raiders on that. But that's not a lock. It's just what I think is going to happen. Next game up is Eagles and Bucks. And look, Eagles defense don't look the same as it did last year. When they came out last year, they were super fast, they were super ready last year. And this is how they got to the Super Bowl. I noticed day one of last year, those guys was just like all over the field. They were super fast. The defense was. They're not this year, and they can be vulnerable, and they're showing some vulnerability. So I don't know if they're going to pick up the steam a little later on in the season, but it's not so much a lot. This is not a lot for them to beat the Buccaneers, because Buccaneers still got Mike Evans over there, you know, and Godwin and things like that, and they got, you know, they can still get in the end zone. And I think that the Eagles, you know, not having as good a defense as they did last year, they can be beat. I think they got a loss already in the L column. So I don't know about that. I think they 2-0. I think they just barely squeaked out their 2 games. But I am picking them to beat the Bucks, but this is probably going to be a close one, probably overtime, whatever the case may be. I don't think it's going to be a lock or a blowout or anything like that. We'll see what happens. Next up is the Bengals and the Rams, and I'm going with I don't know, man. This is not a lock either. Could go either way. I don't know what's going on with the Bengals. Okay, they just not. I don't know what's going on with Jamar Chase. Higgins did get started this week, so that's good. I don't know what's up with Joe Burrow. It's another team that needs to warm up, and they'll get better as the season goes on. Seem like a lot of guys are still knocking a lot of the rust off. So I anticipate until week 4, a lot of rust is going to be coming off. And with week 5, then I think some expectations can be a little more clear. So don't hold me to none of these picks because I don't know who's going to show up or not. Like I said, a lot of the teams are 1-1, and they'll ball out the first game and get and they'll lay an egg in the second game, or they'll lay an egg in the first game and ball out the second game. It could, I mean, it's reflecting in a lot of the fantasy leagues that everybody's practically 1-1. Okay, so you never know really what's gonna happen. But these are my picks for week 3. Those are my fantasy picks. Also, if Ford is available, don't even think about it. Just think about who you're gonna replace him with. You better go pick him up yesterday. All right. Probably on the waiver wire all around the league. Probably taken by a lot of guys already. But there you have it. Have any questions? Put them in the comments. I'll be interested to know what they are. I'll answer them as soon as I can. Hit the like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.